Hello, hello, hello. Dice, dice, dicey, dice. Yep, baby. This is the, I guess, fourth installment of the HarnMaster series. This is going to be I'm going to do a little bit of combat. Got my little homemade UDT here set up. Trees I can put wherever the heck, A couple of miniatures. This guy here. I don't know if you can, probably can't see him too well. Probably won't focus. He's not really painted or anything. A spearman. Shield. And then this guy got a sword and shield. Again, not really painted. Camera's kind of crappy. But you get the idea. Put him here on this terrain. Just for some kind of neat little effect. I wanted to see how this kind of looked anyways. You can see. I'm not going to get too detailed into effective ranges using this, but I like it. It's neat. Here, I'll give it a little better of a view of the tree. It's just a grassy terrain. But, again, you can trees wherever you want. Let's see here. How's that? Yeah, that looks all right, I suppose. You get the gist. Having the background here, the combat tables, combat matrix, combat, whatever you want to call it. Whoa, handy dandy dice. Got my character sheets, two different combatants. And, we'll just try it out. See how this kind of looks, feels out. Again, I have not ran, DM'd, GM'd, refed, however you want to vernaculate it, this set of rules, this system, this game, nor have I played using HarnMaster. So this might have a hiccup or two, and a little sketchy, but hopefully we get the gist and the idea. So, where's the bookity book? Here we go. Cha-cha-cha. Combat. Okay. Scale of components. Yeah, 1 inch is 5 foot. Okay. Combat profile figured out. We did the armor. All that other jazz in part 3 of the character creation. Okay. We'll just read this melee. Melee attack sequence. Melee attack is an attempt to strike an engaged opponent with a melee weapon. The character taking this action option is the attacker, and the target is the defender. Sequence has 5 distinct sub-phases. You have your attack declaration, your defense declaration, skill tests, the results, and injury determination. Those are the 5. I know, a little meaty, a little crunchy, but I don't mind it sometimes. I mean, easy peasy rules light is fun. It makes it fun and more of a relaxed beer and pretzel style game. But I made a comment. I want to say DM Bloodworth's Unscripted and Unchained. I think I made a comment. He was talking about rules or different rules light versus rules heavy or something along those lines. And I mean, if it's got a little crunch, whatever happened to rules mastery, so to speak? Whatever happened to, remember we used to use our brains? Didn't mind learning. Enjoyed the challenge. Getting something down pat. I don't know whatever happened to that. I think the internet happened to that. It's a shame. Oh well. Okay. So these two fellas right here. One with we'll say, even though this guy's got looks like appears to be a sword. He actually on his profile has a sickle. This guy has a spear, but we'll actually on his profile he's got a staff. We'll use those for sake of reference. Initiative is a skill. So why not? Let's just roll to see who gets to close in and begin the melee and have the first strike. All right. This fella has a 36. This fella has a 52. Two and a 26. Well, he gets to close an attack. He got the better of the two initiative rolls. We'll just say, for sake of saying. So that's all right. There we go. We're within strike. Hiya! Whipping a whappa. And he's going to attack with the sickle. Everyone's aware. Everyone, we can make our dodge or our defense. You can. Okay, as this fella is getting the strike, this fella is defending, attacking, defending. We can see that or not. Let's see here. Attacking, defending, maybe this. Whatever. The attacker is obviously going to roll his strike. However, the defender could choose to either block it if they're able to. They can say, "Heck with that! I'm going to counter strike it. I'm going to simultaneous attack, so to speak, or counter strike. So, I'm going to try and dodge it, or you're just going to ignore it. Basically, I'm just hopefully my armor absorbs it, or hopefully the attacker rolls a miss. What we're going to do here, I'm going to kind of streamline some things here a little bit. Let's get another set of dice here. This blue and orange looks nice. Okay. This is a percentile as well. I'm going to mute this from time to time when I call. Goodness. My apologies. Once again. Okay. Now, I've also figured on reading these rules a way to kind of streamline, swiftен the way this combat goes. Okay, you have, first of all, you have your attack. You also can aim if you want. Aim high or aim low. Aiming high, you're at a -10. Aiming low, you're at a -10. There may be instances or reasons that you'd want to aim high or low. And if you just flat out just attack mid, go high, mid, and low. There we go. High, mid, and low. Mid, no bonus, no penalty. Straight out, just blatant attack. Not going to really. Let's do it so we can do this. Let's move that there. Let's put this here. Can we see our fellas? Yeah. What about that there? Oh, what about that there? No. I kind of want to keep that in the background. You know what? Let's just get rid of that. No. I likes it. Okay, that'll work. All right. Where did my pointy pencil pointer go? Oh, bummer. Oh well. So, all right, back at it. Regardless of your aiming zone, when you roll your attack roll, you've got to roll the aiming zone. So you may as well roll your attack percentile, get a different colored percentile, and say that is the zone percentile. So we're going to do it. Attack, boom, simultaneous roll. This guy's going to dodge. Okay. The dodge is a 38. The attack is a 32. Wow, these are all 30s. In the aiming zone, the strike location would be a 39. So a 32 compared to a 38. Okay, 32 to hit, yes. This fella is using his sickle. He's got a skill of 42%, so yes, he made it. The other fellow's dodge is at a 65, so yes, he made it. So both of these would be considered a moderate success. The melee attack up here. Okay. Moderate success on the attacker. Moderate success on the dodge. Boom. It is a miss, a standoff. It's that easy. Done. And for, descriptive flair, I got a 39, so, okay. Barely missing your opponent's forearm as you attack. Well, I said barely missing, so you missed. However you want to describe it, however you want to go about being descriptive. Now it's to the guy with the staff. The same. That is a failure because the sickle fella, he's only got a dodge of 35%. He's dodging. We'll go tit for tat just to start out. We have a 7 on the location. We have a 36 on the. So yeah, he successfully hit with his staff. Oh no, he did not. My apologies. His staff, the fellow with the staff, he has only a 29% to hit. Yeesh. So that is a miss. So now you might just say, well, a miss is a miss. This guy got a 54 on the dodge, and he didn't dodge as well because his dodge is 35. So both are moderate failures. Let's just see where that leads us. Moderate failure on the attack to a moderate failure on the dodge. All right, still standoff. Still standoff, and the staff, whooshes by wow. I mean, right past the face of the defender. You know, you feel the wind, hear the whoosh of the end of the staff, barely, not barely. I mean, could have got clipped hard in the face. Could have got whammoed. Okay, going back. That dodge is a failure. Of course, that strike is a failure. Stand off. Or not stand off. Swing and a miss. And oh boy, swing and a miss. Yeah, these guys ain't doing nothing. The heck. Okay. Oh, a 10. That is a critical success, and I'll explain a critical success. If you roll, and there's critical failures, 5s or 10s. So I rolled a 10. That is to strike, to hit. That's critical. If I would have rolled a 15, critical success. 20, 25, up to the up to your percentile threshold, the skill, and then if it were a failure, let us say, this fella's knife, or no, the staff. I'm sorry, using the staff. Is it at 29%? Let's say I would have rolled a 35. That's over, so it would have been a miss because it's the 5s critical failure, or it could have been a 30 critical failure, 40 critical, 5, 10, 5, 10 critical success if it's under, critical failure if it's over. So this guy got a critical success to attack. I lost track of who was who. Him, nothing, him, nothing, him, nothing. All right, back to the fellow with the staff. Why not? And if not, I apologize. Again, this is just a rough run through. He got a crit success. Now, the guy did a dodge at a 12, so he succeeded on his dodge. This fella dodged this fella. But because that's a critical success and that's a moderate, let's see here. We got a critical success attack on a moderate success on the dodge. Okay, it's still, the blow still lands. A star 1. A is the attacker. A star is attacker strike, and the 1, that is the D6 you get to roll to add to the attack value of the weapon. So, and he rolled a 52 on the strike location. And the 52 is the thorax. Okay. Now we're going to go to the effective impact. Let's roll. Okay. I add 1 to the staff. So 4. So that is a 5. So 5 or greater on the thorax is an S2 injury. Serious. Serious injury is either a fracture, cut, or stab. So thorax receives a fracture of some sort. Ouch. All right, now, does this fella have any? Yes, he has cloth. The one that is being struck, armor, and he does have it over his thorax. So, actually, my apologies. I subtract his blunt of 1, blunt protection of 1. before I look at this chart, so instead of it being a 5, it is now 1, 2, 3, or 4. It is a 4, so it's 1 plus. So now it has become a M1 injury, minor cut stab. Now that 1, the numbers on this, they represent the amount of 6-sided dice you roll. And I'm going to make a note of the injury. M1. Let's see. M1 thorax. Okay. It's irrelevant to roll just a single die 6 due to the fact that the injury, the M1, I rolled a 4. In order to avoid, to endure a blow, because there is no hit points in this, without falling unconscious or being severely stunned, incapacitated in a form or fashion, you would roll an amount of D6 and have to roll under your endurance. Well, the character that received this blow, his endurance is 12. There's no way I'm going to roll greater than 12 on 1 die 6. So that's just. But now these injuries, they do add up. Okay, going back. Wow, that's a wash all around. Okay, back to the fellow with the staff. Staff. Oh, he did a miss. 23, that guy did effectively dodge. Nope, it's a wash. Now, you can gain an advantage. Someone could gain, even someone that's dodging, if they, if the attacker did a critical failure and your dodge was a critical success, defender gets a tactical advantage, which basically it's like a free counter strike. Wow. A riposte, whatever. And you could have that on the block or the counter strike. So sometimes, defender would get the tactical advantage. So now you get the idea of the back and forth, this and that, the tit and tat. I mean, combat could be, fairly lengthy. It could end up being fairly brutal. Ranged combat is pretty much the same. I have, the one fella, he got an injury level M1. I believe for every injury, let's look this up. Skill tests, injury determination, determine strike location. We did. Generate strike impact. We did. Injury levels, IL. See here real quickly. There's minor, serious, grievous, mortal. Yeah, there are killing blows in this game. I could have landed for whatever reason. I could have may very well have landed due to, the type of weapon, and maybe I got a. Let's just say I got the most primo of critical successes, which would be an A*4. So I would roll 4d6. So there's a 12. Okay, a 17 plus my 4. I believe that was for the the staff. So that's 21. Okay, effective impact is 17 plus. Okay, that it goes 17 and over for injury effective impact. All right, he's got the armor of. Let's see here. Let's see, because the guy with the. Yep. Let's say I landed a blow where he had no armor protection, no nothing, so it was for sure 17 or greater, and I hit him in the skull. That's a K5. Okay, K5. That's a killing blow. Mortal wound at the least, killing blow. How that would work would be that 5, I would have to roll 5d6. So 6, 7, 10, 13, 17. If that number is greater than the recipient of the blow, their endurance, which it is, dead, instant. Bye, die, see ya, die, bye. So yeah, it can get real spooky real quick. Each injury table, injury levels, back to what I was reading. M1 is a minor wound, which is 1 injury level. G4 is a grievous wound, which has 4 for the injury levels. For each injury level that you write down, so for the one fellow that took a blow to the thorax of an M1 level wound or injury, or however you want to say it, my injury levels is 1. I multiply for each injury level. I multiply that. You would add them up as you gain different injuries. Multiply that by 5. That is the percentage you take in penalty on your skills. Each new injury and its body part is recorded in the injury section of the combat profile. For example, S2 wound to the skull is recorded as skull S2. Additional wounds to the skull are recorded on separate lines. And injury levels, yes, they do modify any attribute roll and any skill roll with a penalty of 5 per level. That is, a character with 6 injury levels has a modifier of -6 to attribute rolls, because all attributes are rolled 3d6. And if you're rolling verses or whatever, you roll 3d6. And if you're doing the skills, 6 times 5 is -30. So you're at a 30% penalty on skill rolls. And that's how that goes. That's basically back and forth, titty for tatty, tatty for titty, tit for tat, this for that, missile, combat. It's the same. You can if you had a shield, you could try and block it, or you could probably even try and block it with a weapon if you were aware of the missile attack. Someone throwing an axe at you or shooting a bow or whatever, and again, it goes with the normal procedures, but range. Okay, here we go. Here was what I said in part 3 about initiative. Initiative testing and morale. I'll read this real quick. This is kind of neat. Battle is a noisy, confusing, scary place. The clash of arms, shouting, screaming, often some whimpering and dull thudding, can make it difficult to hear commands and cries for help. For this reason, characters, especially NPCs, do not always do what the players want them to do. Initiative skill includes battle experience, discipline, and morale. 3 ambiguous but important elements in any battle. All these factors are accounted for by initiative testing, which benefits characters with high initiative and is detrimental to characters with low initiative. Initiative testing is primarily intended for NPCs. Players are usually quite sensitive to their survival prospects and will act appropriately without compulsion. The GM may, however, extend this system to include all characters. Note, it is usually unnecessary to test initiative during the first few rounds of a battle. This is a matter of GM discretion. And then there's a little table here. Before selecting and executing an action option, each character tests initiative with the following results. If there was a critical failure, the character panics or freezes. This is a breakdown of morale and or discipline. Then you roll on this little subchart to determine the specific effects. They either go berserk, they're desperate, they're broken, or they're cautious. If it is a moderate failure or minor failure, moderate, whatever, minor. The character is cautious for this turn and basically just, I pass. A moderate success, character selects and executes the action, whatever action they want to, they do it normally. Critical success, character selects and executes any action option with a plus 10 bonus to the effective mastery level. So you get a 10% bonus. If the character's current morale state is non-normal, it returns to normal. And then they have a little list of some modifiers. If it's a desperate situation, you're going to minus 20. Bad situation, minus 10. Normal, 0. Good situation, plus 10. Excellent situation, you get plus 20. They have, the normal, the morale states. Normal, obviously, normal. Cautious. Cautious character will not engage and must choose pass if engaged and cannot select the counter strike defense. Sorry. If they end up rolling the desperate morale state, character tries to conclude the battle one way or the other as soon as possible until the situation changes and a new initiative test is passed. The character selects the most aggressive option available. Broken comes up on the morale. Character is unable to fight in any useful way. The only available options are flight or surrender. Flight is normally preferable. Surrender is the last resort. If neither is feasible, the character makes a rest or pass action option, but can defend if attacked, except that counter-strike is prohibited. Yeah, there's a rest option during combat. Whatever. Weird. Then the next one is Berserk. This is a special state of battle frenzy. Any character who enters this mode must take the most aggressive action available for attack or defense, adding 20. So they get a 20 bonus to their attack and or counter-strike. Further initiative rolls are ignored until the battle ends. Then it has another little side note. Some characters may have a cultural heritage of berserking or a particular reason to go berserk. Their chances of doing so may be enhanced by the GM. And then another note added to that, PCs may, this is an optional, PCs may voluntarily enter berserk mode after sufficient cause, GM discretion. And then we have the rules for mounted combat, which we're not going into. And then there is the rules under physician for healing, injured states. Basically, I think for one, Okay, every 5 days. For each wound, you can reduce your injury level by 1. And if you are treated, there's a table that can accelerate that rate. Add to it, augment it, whatever you want to say, and then you're all healed. But you can bleed out. You can, again, I said just a little bit ago, getting smack to the skull, right to the face, or whatever. It can be grievous. It can be mortal. It can be plenty deadly fairly quickly. Well, I mean, in one blow, if it's critical success on top of a critical failure, dude, you could be toast, done. Again, seems a little crunchy. Well, it doesn't seem. It is a bit crunch. However, um, that's battle. That's combat. I mean, it can be, and as it should be, deadly. I don't see why some games kind of, well, what is that term? Nerf combat. They soften combat. I guess it's fun for folks. Sure. My preference is I'd rather, as a player, as a DM, even consider, entering a combat. Consider, weigh your options. Let's parlay. Let's hide. Let's run. Let's flee. Let's try and, maybe we can ambush. Maybe we can bribe. Maybe, other things, and just roll dice and fight. Roll dice and fight. That is fun. Get me wrong. But you have a little more nuance at times when it's a bit more deadly. So I hope it's a short little, it's almost 40 minutes. Yikes. It's kind of sort of short little deal with this combat. Hopefully it gives folks a rough idea how things go down in HarnMaster. Like, subscribe, comment. I got 90 some, 97, 98. Need 2, maybe 3 more, 2 more. I can't remember. To hit 100, that'd be awesome. Spread the word, nerd. Yeah, other than that, as I said before, I hope everyone's in good health, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, even financially. Good health, good things. Thanks for tuning in, subscribing, liking. I really do appreciate it. I'm humbled. I'm blessed. You folks have a good day or evening, or whenever you watch this, you catch this. And yeah, may you be blessed.